Coming up on this episode of WJMH Reports, find out what local concerts will be happening soon.
After that, there's a floral and colorful spring event you can attend at Ogleby.
Finally, we'll give you a spotlight to the hardworking women in agriculture.
All that and more on this episode of WJMH Reports.
Welcome to this edition of WJMH Reports. I'm Ella Kennan.
And I'm Penelope Petrucci.
We've shown many of John Marshall's CTE courses throughout our show, and this summer there is an opportunity for Marshall County students entering 6th through 9th grade to try out some different programs. Here's WJMH reporter Lacey Triplett with our top story.
With summer right around the corner, there are many summer camps that children and students can go to. Marshall County Schools has a unique CTE summer camp at John Marshall High School where students can improve their work skills or just have fun. Students will have the opportunity to take 2 courses that they are interested in. With a variety of 14 different courses to choose from, there's something for everyone. The summer camp will take place on June 3rd and 4th and will last from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Students will participate in a morning session, have a lunch provided, and then attend their afternoon session each day. Marshall County Schools Career Development Counselor Melanie Knudsen is excited to share this opportunity with those interested.
We are just trying to raise awareness for students. Most of the programs students will apply for at the end of their sophomore year, but many of them they can get into as soon as they get to John Marshall in high school. So we want students to know about their opportunities and the things that are available to them here at the high school.
Not only does the summer camp help the younger students, but it gives more experience to the high school students that work the event as well. John Marshall machine tool instructor Terry Whitlatch knows the value of what this experience could give to his students.
It helps them learn teaching experience because they need to learn how to teach people on these machines when they hit industry. And they will have to teach. They just don't know it yet.
Along with machine tool class, there will be other programs participating, including auto tech, collision, welding, broadcasting, carpentry, home mechanics, agriculture, cooking and crafts, business, firefighters and EMTs, nursing, drafting, and finally coding and robotics. CT Summer Camp is a fun and educational experience where people can find out what they may like to do as a career. Reporting from John Marshall High School, I'm Lacey Triplett, WJMH Reports.
Thanks, Lacey. Spots for the CTE Summer Camp fill up quickly, so be sure to scan the QR code to sign up.
There are some big events coming this summer to Marshall County this summer. The Marshall County Chamber of Commerce is hosting the Summer Concert Series. For the first show in the series, Pocket Change will be performing at Grandview Park on May 24th. And for the final concert in the Summer Concert Series, Unique Suspects is playing at Glendale Park on July 12th. Other concerts include June 14th, the 40 Plus Band will perform at the Moundsville Riverfront. Also, Logan Wojcik will be playing McMecken Riverfront on July 5th, while Tammy Jo and Iron Horses will be performing at the Cameron Volunteer Fire Department.
The Strand Theater is welcoming the community to many exciting events in the upcoming weeks, including May the 4th Be With You at the Strand for the showing of the live-action Star Wars The Force Awakens. The showing will be on Saturday, May 4th at 7 p.m. Tickets will be sold at the door for $7, but if you're wearing your favorite Star Wars apparel, they will be $5. Prior to that showing, the theaters will be also holding a concert in the round, which is a unique concert style where the concert goers will be seated on stage while being served complimentary appetizers and beverages. The guests will also be able to enjoy entertainment featuring worship and music ministry leader Jan LaQueer. The event will be held on Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. Admission will be $20. The Strand Theater will also be holding its annual Strand's Got Talent event on Saturday, May 11th at 7 p.m. Each performer will perform once, then the judges will pick the top 3 performers to continue to a second round in which they will perform a second act that will determine the first and second and third place winners. Price for admission will be $15 for adults and $12 for students. The Strand Theater yard sale is up and coming. Members of the Strand Theater will also be accepting used and household items daily at the theater on Saturday, April 20th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Monday, April 22nd through Saturday, April 25th, 9 a.m. through to 9 p.m. Come down to the theater on Saturday, April 27th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. to purchase items. Then at noon, the theater will close for a 30-minute break and will resume selling from 12:30 to 2 p.m. for a clearance sale with 50% off individual items or fill a box for $5. These events are all hosted by the Strand Theater for our community, so be sure to visit and have some fun with your family and friends. For more information about any of these events, you can visit strandtheaterwv.com. Coming up next on WJMH Reports, a special pool party will be happening in Moundsville.
Stay tuned for more details after this break.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
Rope pride is not just a saying.
It represents who we are.
A pack of lions is called a pride.
The leader of that pride, the alpha lion, is called the monarch.
Here at John Marshall, our way of life requires teamwork,
hard work, and determination.
We don't just have pride.
We are pride.
Our pride is made up of each and every one of you.
When we stick together as a family, we can't help but succeed.
And when we roll pride, there's no stopping us.
Roll pride!
Who should recycle? Well, the easy answer is everyone, but there is a more in-depth answer too. I believe younger people should feel more inclined to recycle because they can help build their future with more resources instead of letting it go to a landfill. But that doesn't mean that others shouldn't recycle either. Parents and grandparents create the pathway for their children and grandchildren and set themselves as an example, so it's crucial that they can also help out. If everyone can try to do their part and recycle, then it'll help our generations and the future ones.
We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Ella Kennan.
And I'm Penelope Petrucci. Four Seasons, in partnership with Marshall County Family Support Center, is having a family pool party. The pool party is on April 28th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. and entry is free for everyone. There will be refreshments at the event. Children must be accompanied by an adult. If you wish to attend, you have to RSVP by calling 304-845-3300 or emailing sarahwoodshaw@gmail.com. Again, to RSVP, you can call 304-845-3300 or email at sarahwoodshaw@gmail.com.
Wheeling, West Virginia is bringing yet another family-friendly event to the community with Moon River Star Watch. The event will be held every fourth Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m. with the event kicking off on April 27th and wrapping up on December 28th. There will be telescopes provided to use, but if you have your own, bring it along. The more the merrier. The group has plans to meet by the Wheeling Walking Trail at Wheeling's waterfront just north of the Walter Reuther statue. The event is free to all who attend.
Spring is here, and there are many local parks in the Ohio Valley worth visiting this beautiful time of year. Join Oglebay Park as they welcome their spring event, Oglebay Blooms. Oglebay Park is conveniently located right off Route 88, and the event is free to all. Oglebay Blooms will run from April 5th through May 5th and will be featuring 250,000 blooming tulips and daffodils across Oglebay's landscape.
Marshall County residents have opportunities in May and June for a spring cleanup. Some dates have already passed, though there are still more coming up. Dumpsters will be available at the following locations. St. Joe's Firehouse will have theirs on May 4th. On May 11th, you can go to Dallas VFD headquarters. Glendale City Garage and Moundsville Sam Shaw Walking Trail will have theirs both May 7th and May 18th. And finally, you can visit McMeckin's old football field on May 31st. All of these will run from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. You must be a Marshall County resident and be prepared to show proof of residency if you plan to attend. The cleanup will not be accepting tires, white goods, scrap metal, car parts, fuels, hazardous chemicals or waste, or household trash. There are more dates in June, so stay tuned for the next episode of WJMH Reports for updates.
Coming up next, I'll sit down with a John Marshall teacher who recently traveled across the country with her students to compete in a national competition.
Stay tuned. WJMH Reports will return after this break.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
A monarch is fierce.
A monarch has pride.
A monarch is dedicated, determined,
And dominant.
A monarch isn't afraid of a challenge.
A monarch is strong-willed
And powerful.
A monarch is always ready for a battle.
A monarch is a leader.
A monarch's heart is fueled by fire.
A monarch demands attention.
A monarch is mighty in strength.
And in spirit.
A monarch never backs down.
Whether on the field or in a classroom, a monarch always gives 100%.
Every time, no matter what.
Let's
go
Monarchs!
Welcome back. Recently, 4 students from the business program here at John Marshall traveled to San Diego, California to compete in the LifeSmarts competition. Joining me now to discuss the event is business and marketing teacher Megan Pintus. What is LifeSmarts?
LifeSmarts is a consumer education program that is put on by the National Consumers League in Washington, D.C. And their goal is to educate students on all kinds of consumer topics that most of the time you would learn in real life, but because of the way that the society is changing, you're not really learning those anymore. So they test you and they teach you on these various consumer topics.
Thank you. How many years has John Marshall been competing in this competition, and how many teams have made it to nationals?
We've been competing in LifeSmarts since 2017. We've been to nationals since 2019, and this is our 6th consecutive year this year that we were able to go to nationals.
When did the LifeSmarts competition begin, and what did it take to make it to the national level?
So each year we start preparing for nationals or preparing for competition in September, and we work on kind of gathering kids who want to kind of participate. And this year I think we had 9 students who wanted to participate throughout the year, and in January we decide who the final state team is going to be. They compete at the state level, and in order to go to nationals you have to win the state competition.
Okay.
So they beat the other high school. There's only 2 high schools in West Virginia that compete in LifeSmarts. So we beat the other high school team from Ritchie County, and we were able to represent West Virginia this year in the national competition.
Thank you. So do you pick, like, do 9 people go to the state team and then you decide from there?
No, we have to choose who's going to compete on the state team.
Oh, okay.
So the 9 people who are wanting to do it, everybody has to take these like qualifying tests. So those qualifying tests, you get to see how people rank on each topic and kind of pick. You want a diverse team. You don't want kids that are all the same and all good in the same topics, because there's 5 different topics.
Yeah.
So you want like 5 different students. You can have up to 5. We only took 4 this year, partially because it was in California and we have to get 5 people there, and it's really expensive. But you want like a technology kid, you want a personal finance kid, more of a civics related student, and a health and safety student. So we try to get a diverse team so that you can be as successful as possible at nationals.
Thank you. Your students did really well at the competition. Can you tell us more about how they placed? How they placed while in San Diego?
So there are 7 different competitions to be able to make it to the finals in San Diego and in nationals. So when we went in, we were actually ranked 2nd. One of our competitions did not go as well as planned, just because we were unfamiliar with the format of what that competition was, which dropped us down to 12th. But we did make the finals of the final 16, which was never happened before in the 6 years that we've gone, so that was awesome. We knew we were up against some really hard competition. So we went in there with the best attitude we could, but we did not have our hopes up. And then we ended up winning the first round of the bracket play of the final 16. So we were very happy about that. And then the next round we did lose by 1 question, but that put us in 4th place overall out of the nation of 47 teams. So we did really well. 4th place out of 47 was very successful for us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Much better than we anticipated we would do.
Why do you feel this trip and competition was so beneficial to the students that went?
So being able to see other students who are also kind of driven by the same competitive force is very nice for the students to see. But of course, traveling in general is a wonderful experience. 2 of our team members had never been on a plane before, so that was a good journey for them. We got to go in the Pacific Ocean in San Diego, and none of them had ever been in the Pacific Ocean, so we got to go to the beach for a little bit one day. Just the experience of having to travel with other people versus that's not just your family is a growing experience for anybody. So the travel itself was a very big experience for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all those who competed in the Life Smarts event. Stay tuned to see who competes next year. Coming up next, looking for a fun Mom and Me activity to do this Mother's Day? We'll give the details on which local park is hosting an event like this and how to sign up. WJMH Reports will return after this break.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
Who should recycle? Well, the easy answer is everyone, but there is a more in-depth answer too. I believe younger people should feel more inclined to recycle because they can help build their future with more resources instead of letting it go to a landfill. But that doesn't mean that others shouldn't recycle either. Parents and grandparents create the pathway for their children and grandchildren and set themselves as an example, so it's crucial that they can also help out. If everyone can try to do their part and recycle, then it'll help our generations and the future ones.
Welcome back. We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Ella Kennan.
And I'm Penelope Petrucci. Next month, Marshall County is celebrating women in agriculture. Here's WJMH reporter Holden Welch with more.
It's important to teach new things in the community, and women in agriculture is a rapidly growing community. Not only are there many resources in the community to learn, but there are many classes that students interested in the topic can take. John Marshall agriculture student Alexa Littleton understands that there is more to agriculture than just work.
It really inspires me to help other people, and to me it's not just about plants or animals, it's about like helping my community and giving back to people.
The students work hands-on with animals, and they work all together in maintaining the greenhouse. They also get to go on many trips where they help out in the community. JMHS agriculture student Adeline Cumpson is glad that she chose to join the program.
It's definitely given me a lot of hands-on opportunities. I've gone on a lot of trips and things like that. And I've made a lot of new friends too, so that's pretty nice.
At the upcoming Women in Ag event, there will be much to learn about. The instructors are teaching how someone interested in agriculture can get involved. This year's topics will be forest farming, apiaries, bread making, and a Women in Ag panel. There will also be vendors and food available. The event will be held at the Moundsville Center on May 7th at 8:30 a.m. Reporting from John Marshall, I'm Holden Welch with WJMH Reports.
Thanks, Holden. The Northern Panhandle Conservation District, who is hosting the Women in Ag event, is also hosting the Spotted Lanternfly and Tree of Heaven dinner meeting in Valley Grove on April 25th.
Sunday, April 28th, Grandview Park will be hosting a unique Mother's Day event. Starting at 1 p.m., you can attend a class on decorating cookies to look like a bouquet of flowers. This is a Mom and Me event where mother and children can work together to make a fun set of cookies. The event will be held at the banquet hall and is $55. Each set includes 14 cookies, and to add 4 additional cookies, it's $10. To register for this event, you can call Grandview Park at 304-845-7891.
A few years ago, Washington Lands Elementary School was given the opportunity to have a position of a school social worker. Once Jessica Jones came to the school through Community and Schools, Marshall County Schools Superintendent Dr. Shelby Haynes approached Principal Julie Sturgill about taking in a therapy dog. That's when Meadow arrived in December 2023. Meadow plays many roles as she spends a lot of her time in the special education room and also with the guidance of counselor when she is meeting with the students. She is also scheduled to go into different classrooms at different times, and she helps the staff when they are having a bad day. Sturgill believes that having Meadow in the school has helped.
She's very good at sensing when a person is stressed or feeling anxiety. If somebody comes in and they're upset, she's immediately drawn to them. You'll see her go over and set her head on their lap. She has a very good sense of seeking that out.
Both the county and school administration believe that having a therapy dog will greatly benefit the students and staff at the school, and that's what Meadow has done for the past few months.
Up next, we'll take a look at our CTE of the week.
Stay tuned. WJMH Reports will be back after this break.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
Rope pride is not just a saying.
It represents who we are.
A pack of lions is called a pride.
The leader of that pride, the alpha lion, is called the monarch.
Here at John Marshall, our way of life requires teamwork,
hard work, and determination.
We don't just have pride.
We are pride.
Our pride is made up of each and every one of you.
When we stick together as a family, we can't help but succeed.
And when we roll pride, there's no stopping us.
Roll
pride!
Who should recycle? Well, the easy answer is everyone, but there is a more in-depth answer too. I believe younger people should feel more inclined to recycle because they can help build their future with more resources instead of letting it go to the landfill. But that doesn't mean that others shouldn't recycle either. Parents and grandparents create the pathway for their children and grandchildren and set themselves as an example. So it's crucial that they can also help out. If everyone can try to do their part and recycle, then it'll help our generations and the future ones.
We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Ella Kennan.
And I'm Penelope Petrucci.
Each week, we showcase a John Marshall CTE program. This week's program is Monarch Drafting. Here's WJMH reporter Lakin Jones with more.
Monarch Drafting is a completer program where students focus on mostly fundamentals their junior year, and then during senior year, they use these skills to create drafting projects. This program teaches important skills such as blueprint reading, engineering, creating drafts with the computer system CAD, and hand drafting, and more. Monarch Drafting student Caden Minch enjoys the technology included in the program.
A lot of my favorite experiences are working on the computers. That seems to be what I'm really good at, is using our software we call CAD and drawing on the computers, making our drawings. It's a lot of fun.
After students complete the program, they can go on to apprenticeship, college, a technical school, or straight into the workforce. Some students in the program already have jobs involved in the field. Monarch Drafting student Aubrey Robinson loves the class for more than just what she learns.
Honestly, the friends that I've made, as cheesy as that is, I love spending time with everybody in here.
Reporting from John Marshall, I'm Lakin Jones with WJMH Reports.
Thanks, Lakin. Stay tuned for next week's show where we will showcase the last CTE program of the 2023-2024 school year.
On April 8th, the Northern Panhandle got to experience the nearly total solar eclipse at 97%. John Marshall took the time to enjoy the weather outside and to see this marvelous event. Here were some of the photos taken by the JM staff, both at John Marshall and those who traveled to see the eclipse.
Thanks again to JM staff for this week's photos. The near total solar eclipse was a once-in-a-lifetime event that we hope everyone got a chance to see in its beauty.
The next one similar to it in our area won't be until 2099.
Thank you all for watching this episode of WJMH Reports.
And thanks to WLUTV and Xfinity for airing WJMH Reports.
We'll be back next week with our last episode for our 2023-2024 school year right here on WLTV. For Penelope Petrucci and everyone here at WJMH Media, I'm Ella Kennan. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
A monarch is fierce.
A monarch has pride.
A monarch is dedicated, determined,
and dominant.
A monarch isn't afraid of a challenge.
A monarch is strong-willed
And powerful.
A monarch is always ready for a battle.
A monarch is a leader.
A monarch's heart is fueled by fire.
A monarch demands attention.
A monarch is mighty in strength.
And in spirit.
A monarch never backs down.
Whether on the field or in a classroom, a monarch always gives 100%.
Every time, no matter what.
Let's go Monarchs!
Who should recycle? Well, the easy answer is everyone, but there is a more in-depth answer too. I believe younger people should feel more inclined to recycle because they can help build their future with more resources instead of letting it go to a landfill. But that doesn't mean that others shouldn't recycle either. Parents and grandparents create the pathway for their children and grandchildren and set themselves as an example, so it's crucial that they can also help out. If everyone can try to do their part and recycle, then it'll help our generations and the future ones.
Rope pride is not just a saying.
It represents who we are.
A pack of lions is called a pride.
The leader of that pride, the alpha lion, is called the monarch.
Here at John Marshall, our way of life requires teamwork,
Hard work and determination.
We don't just have pride.
We are pride.
Our pride is made up of each and every one of you.
When we stick together as a family, we can't help but succeed.
And when we roll pride, there's no stopping us.
Roll
Pride!
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.